Hello, I'm Anuual from the Mayor of Devonport.
And I'm Matthew Atkins, General Manager of the Devonport City Council.
It's our pleasure to give you an overview of Council's 2021-22 annual plan and budget estimates. Council's had a strong result for this budget and has returned to an operating surplus following a year requiring radical deviation due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Whilst the pandemic remains a global threat, at the local level, Council's adjusted and is managing within the new environment in which we live. As Mayor, I'm extremely proud of how Council has returned to a sound financial basis. We can continue to invest in new wealth-generating capital projects for the ongoing prosperity of our city.
As the local economy remains solid, the current forecast indicates that Council's 2021 operating result will be far better than the original $2.2 million deficit. But it's on this basis that Council's been able to return to the established parameters of its long-term financial strategy and has developed a budget that has achieved an operating surplus of just under $500,000, adequately funded the renewal of existing assets, plus invested in new strategic assets, and kept rate increases to a minimum of 1.5% for the general rate on an average property. This all contributes to ensuring long-term financial sustainability and the continuation of the services that our community values. After freezing property rates along with all fees and charges last year as part of a community COVID response package, the 1.5% rate increase represents just 0.75% for each year, well below the CPI index for the same period. The 21-22 budget contains no new borrowings, with total debt estimated to reduce from current levels of $47.9 million down to $46.8 million by 30 June 2022. It is important to note that Council's debt sits on a balance sheet which contains over $620 million in total assets, and annual interest costs make up just 2% of Council's total expenditure.
Council invests millions of dollars in capital works each year to replace or renew worn-out community assets like roads, stormwater, pathways and public buildings. Other capital expenditure involves creating new assets for the community to use and enjoy. This year, Council is investing $14 million in capital works, with approximately $6 million towards the new assets. Key projects include the completion of the Living City Waterfront Park, the new pedestrian bridge between Wood Rising and Maidstone Park, and the renewal of William Street up the hill south of Valley Road. Funding to continue the coastal pathway from Don to Leith, and the commencement of the Eastern Port Gateway Beautification Project.
In addition to core business as usual service delivery and capital works, Council sets specific goals or actions each year. Some of the highlights in 21-22 include the review and update of several important community strategies, such as our pedestrian strategy, a cycling strategy, the signage strategy, and the Don Reserve environmental plan. Community input into these documents is greatly valued and will be sought as part of this process. A number of other actions focus on further developing Council's role as a leader in digital transformation, with plans to utilise technology to further improve customer experiences, to drive operational efficiencies and allow the commencement of Smart City Initiative pilot projects. And to reflect our growing and changing city, Council also wants to develop a new public art strategy and a residential growth strategy to guide and attract future housing growth.
Part of Council's long-term strategy for the city's transformation is the Living City MASTERPLAN, which was adopted back in 2014 to drive economic growth and create jobs. Council has recently undertaken an expression of interest process for the development of selected CBD sites and intends to advance suitable submissions during the 2021-22 year to allow for site works to commence. The EOI process is a key part of the Living City Master Plan and is designed to unlock further private investment in the Devonport CBD.
The potential expression of interest sale proceeds are surplus to Council's budget, with the EOI being driven to attract appropriate investment for long-term growth of the city, not for Council's financial gain. The process will focus on targeted investment that Council will only consider if it adds value to the city's commercial sector. Council undertook a similar approach several years ago, which resulted in the $40 million of private investment in the Waterfront Hotel, which is currently under construction anchoring the city's economic COVID-19 recovery.
While Council aims to provide sustainable facilities and services for the community, ultimately it's the people that make this city what it is. On behalf of Council, we want to say thank you for what you contribute to make this a great place to live, work and invest. To view Council's annual plan and budget in more detail, head to Council's website at www.devonport.tas.gov.au or check out our Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn pages. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.